In the fun and intelligent room we stay. Welcome to the fun and intelligent room, where ideas bloom and dreams resume. We're growing strong, we're breaking through a world of wisdom made just for you. Let's learn, let's laugh, let's share our light. Embrace the day and own the night. Together we rise, our voices in tune, in the fun and intelligent room.
Hey, so welcome to another episode at the Fun and Intelligence Room. So before we dive into today's episode, are you sure you're following us on all our social media platform? Have you subscribed? Are you commenting? Are you liking? Please do that so that we can always take things to the next level. Okay, so now let's take you guys into today's episode. So on today's episode, we have a very wonderful guest in the studio, and she is going to be talking about mental health. She's going to be letting us know everything that we need to know about mental health. And we have Linda in our studio. Do I call you Dr. Linda, NP Linda? What do I call you? Trust me, her qualifications are just too much. Before we started, she was trying to prep me on everything about herself. I'm like, you know what? I beg. I don't want to go bite my tongue. I'm going to just let you do that. So, Linda, please greet our audience, greet our guests.
Yes. Well, thanks for having me. Thank you so much. I'm so honored. Well, my name is Dr. Linda Logang. I am a doctor prepared family nurse practitioner, psych mental nurse practitioner, and I'm honored to be here to share with you what I've learned about mental health. And if you're listening today, I hope you extract what you need to do to live a better life.
Okay, so sorry. Can you imagine I called someone who went to school? He called go school, he called get doctorate degree. I called open my mouth. Me that just have only bachelors, I'm calling her Linda. So apologies on that. So Dr. Linda. Okay, so we'll be diving straight into today's discussion. Today's discussion is going to be telling us everything we need to know about our mental health, because most times when I say we, I mean the African community, we that are from Africa, we really don't believe in mental health. But it was coming into this country, that was when I realized that mental health is really a big deal. Oftentimes we don't get to talk about it because we want get with you, they talk good. They say now winch. Some things not be winch, not be everything be witchcraft. There are sometimes your mental health is not really where it's supposed to be. So my first question would be, if she has already told us about herself, tell us about your career and why you actually chose this particular field you're in.
Yes. So I am the founder and provider of Lynn Health and Libra Health and Wellness. In our practices, we help people from all backgrounds with struggling with mental illness. So if you're struggling with any mental illness like depression, anxiety, PTSD, OCD, you come to our practices. One is 100% telepsychiatry and one is in a brick and mortar practice. So you come in and we do recommendations. Management, psychotherapy, and we also do neuromodulation treatment, personalized repetitive magnetic cranial magnetic stimulation, is also PRTMS. And that's part of what I do. And also I am a coach. I'm a business coach. I'm the founder of Libra Elite Coaching, where I mentor nurse practitioners, psych mental nurse practitioners, open and thrive in their private practices. I have an interesting motto. It's no patient left behind for my practice and no psych mental health nurse practitioner left behind. Why am I in psychiatry, right? It's usually in our purpose, in our path of putting ourselves out there. We're always asking ourselves, why, Dr. Linda, why are you doing mental health? Well, I chose this path I was in emergency medicine for 13 years. And as we went into COVID-19, I realized how there was a gap. 1 in 5 adults in the US experience mental illness every year. And nearly half of that never received treatment. So there's a big gap there's a call to action because of that gap. And like Maya Angelou said, do the best you can until you know better. Then when you know better, you need to do better. So for me, doing better was creating a space where I can provide compassionate, accessible, culturally informed care for people struggling for mental illness, where they can finally restore their dignity, they can have freedom, and they can have hope.
Wow. Trust me, I almost that information was really, really very big. I'm sure after this I have to go back and go slow it down. That's a whole lot. But thank you so much. You said something that was really, really, really sparked my interest right now. You said 1 in 5 people in America deal with mental health issues, and most times, oftentimes, it doesn't get treated. I've never, apart from when I had an accident when the insurance company paid for therapy, I'm not sure I've ever gone to like check my mental health. Sometimes we just tend to feel like, oh, maybe I'm having a bad day, maybe it's mood swing. But I'm coming to realize now that sometimes it's your mental health that's at work. When your stomach hurts, you go to the doctor. When your head hurts, you go to the doctor. When you don't feel like yourself, what do? Do you just sit down? Most times we like to say, oh, I'll pray, God will work it out. It's true, God is going to work it out. But when you have headache, after praying, you go to the doctor. When your stomach hurts, after praying, you go to the doctor. So I kind of feel like when you don't feel like yourself after praying, I think as Africans, we also have to cultivate that habit of also going to see someone who is in that field, like Dr. Linda Logan has said, to kind of like help you run some tests and analysis and see what is going on and fix you so that your family can have know that, okay, yes, my brother, my sister is okay. Because oftentimes you just see people, sometimes they just go into their quiet mode, and but nobody knows that they are dealing with mental health. Okay, so my next question would be in this area of mental health, oftentimes I know they say more men deal with mental issue than women. Has it been proven, or is it just a superstition, or is it just an assumption? Has it been proven that it is more men that deal with mental health, or it's more women that deal with mental health?
Well, it's it's not like a true statistics. More women, because I went to a wedding one time and the pastor said women use the left and the right side of the brain in life, and men only one side of the brain. So what does that mean? As women, we take up on a lot of tasks. We take care of the husband, we take care of the children, we take care of the career. So women are more likely to experience depression and anxiety, but men are more likely to go ahead and commit suicide.
Wow.
So yes, we are more at risk, but we're more open to it. We go to the doctor, we get checked, we have a friend.
We talk about it all the
talk about
time.
it.
Yeah, we
Yes,
talk about
right?
it.
We call it Congosa.
Yeah, we call
So
it
we do
gossip.
it.
Apropos. We
But,
talk about
yeah,
it.
but men, they keep it inside.
Okay.
And when they can't do it,
Do it anymore.
they do it.
They tend to commit suicide. Okay, so from your perspective, what does mental wellness truly mean beyond the absence of one's like illness? What would you say mental wellness? What does it truly mean? When they say someone is mentally well, what does it truly mean?
Well, you have to understand that mental wellness is not just not being sick. You know, when we think about physical wellness, it's like not being sick. Well, mental wellness is not just being sick. You know, mental wellness is about your body, your spirit, your soul. You know, it's about thriving. You know, in French we say joie de vivre. Do you have that joie de vivre? Do you have that, ability to be resilient in the midst of chaos around you? You know, be emotionally balanced. It's not because you're having an argument at home with your boyfriend or your husband, then you know you're gonna be very irritable at work, right? You have to be able to emotionally balance yourself. Are you fulfilled in your relationship? Are you happy? Do you feel a sense of purpose in the pursuit of your dreams, your goals? So that's what is mental wellness. Are you able to handle stress? Our life is stressful. It comes from different places. Can you adapt
Never
to change?
ends.
It never ends. Can you adapt to change? Sometimes you have to move in a different career. Sometimes you have to, now you have a child. Now you're married. Now you have a breakup. Can you handle the change? Are you able to show up fully as you navigate all of that? That is mental wellness.
Okay, so my next question goes on to say, what are some early warning signs that people overlook when stressed or when they're dealing with anxiety? At what point does it become, because obviously it's not every time we're just gonna run to the doctor. Most times when we're sick, we tend to manage, especially in this country where they throw you like one kind of big bill from the hospital. So at what point, at what stage does it get to where we know, okay, it has gotten to at an alarming rate, I have to see like a medical practitioner or someone who needs to handle it? What are the signs that will make me understand that, okay, like the way they call them for Nigeria, water do pass Gary? And at what stage do we have to do that?
Well, that is a very interesting question.
Yep.
Because a lot of the times people don't even know they have a mental illness. So a few changes. I'm going to talk about a few things that we usually experience on a daily basis, but we don't know. One of the signs is disrupted sleep. And sometimes you can fall asleep. It takes you an hour or two to fall asleep. Sometimes you wake up 3-4 times at night. You can go back to sleep. Sometimes you wake up at 4 o'clock every morning, right? It starts there. Irritability. If everybody's hanging out, we're talking, you just very, very mean. You answer, you disruptive, right? Withdrawing from social gatherings. So there could be a party, or you don't want to go to the party, or you will just stay in your bed, or there's a barbecue, or you just don't want to you don't feel like it. You start losing interest in the activities that you used to enjoy. You just don't want to do it. It's not, you're not happy. And then sometimes la joie de vivre is no longer there. You're no longer truly happy. You have to force yourself to smile. You have to force yourself to be happy for somebody else. And sometimes when it also relying on substances.
Yeah.
Like alcohol. Instead of drinking, once in a while, now you're drinking a glass or 2 glasses of wine every
take
night.
one shot before you sleep for
one
night.
shot. One shot. 1 or 2. It becomes a habit. Like it's every night. And then at one point you cannot go to sleep without it.
Yeah.
You can't. You have to have it every night. And when those symptoms kind of linger from every once in a while to every night to now you can't do without it, and now it's affecting your work. Now you can't show up at work in the morning because maybe you have a hangover. Maybe you're missing school because you didn't do your homework, or maybe there's a project at work you're supposed to submit this, you can't submit it because you're under the influence, or you're just too depressed to do it. Your relationships, so now you no longer want to go out, you want to stay home, you want to stay in the bed, so your partner will see the isolation, so it's affecting your relationship, it's affecting your work, it's affecting your school, and it's time to seek help.
Yep. Yep. It's time to seek help. And if you are a mom too, you're a very sweet mom, always having good time with your kids, and for some reasons right now, all you do is bark like a dog that they just released from cage. Your children see you now, they are scared of you, you've become so mean, you're angry, you're pissed. That is a clear sign. That is a clear indication. If you've prayed, you've done everything you can do, please, my sister, seek help. I know of some persons who they find it very hard to sleep at night. Do you understand? And most times we often tend to equate stress and mental health together. There's a difference between being stressed. Being stressed means maybe in 7 days in a week, because you're stressed, you couldn't sleep maybe once, you understand. But when it has become a mental health issue is when it keeps happening every day. You find it very hard to sleep. You're lying down on your bed, and that's when you're realizing that in America they don't use ceiling; it's just decking all around. Yeah, those are the things that when I was stressed, that's when one day I looked at my so I was like, wow, they don't use ceiling in America; they use decking. So you start realizing some things because you're not sleeping when you are supposed to be sleeping. So if it has gotten to that stage, please, like you need Dr. Logan is here. And Dr. Logan, is there a way people can reach you? Okay, I know we're going to talk about that. So my next question would be, how has society view of mental health, how has it changed like over the last decade? Because I know those were not something that we Africans we believed in before. Mental health is now I'm believing that my child needs to be emotionally balanced and all. Because when we are growing up, if your parents tell you stand, you stand. If they say sit down, you sit down. There's nothing like mommy, I don't feel like. Before you say mommy, I don't, before feel like will come, you've lost like two of your teeth, your eyes are swollen. But we're not in a country where emotions and all this has a place. So how would you say the mental health has changed in the last decade?
It has definitely changed a lot since COVID-19 because the need for mental health has skyrocketed, right? People suffered more anxiety and depression rates, like it just tripled during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Because people were not home and they have to sit into their emotions. They were like, oh my God, I can't do this. And they're noticing a lot. They start looking at the ceiling for you, like seeing, oh, what is going on up there. And so where they wallowed in those feelings. So some of those illnesses are a little bit more, open. Some celebrities, some athletes,
Yeah.
workplaces started talking about it. I know during COVID-19, we had like a talk where there was the psychiatric, the medical director of the psychiatric department. He came, we had a roundtable talk. So it's open. It's something that was,
Nobody
open.
hides anymore. Yeah, that's very interesting because oftentimes I used to feel when you're financially okay, then your mental health should be good because I felt all problems were tied with finance. But I came to a country where I see people doing extremely well. They are my role models, some of them, a few of them. You want to be like them, and the next day you hear that person committed suicide.
Yeah.
So that was when I came to America that I understood that mental health, like it's a real issue. So that brings me to my next question. So what are some common thoughts about mental health treatment that people have that you often have to correct?
So the first one that everybody thinks like if you're doing psychotherapy, if you're taking medication is a sign of weakness. You seeking help is a sign of strength.
Wow.
It's not weakness. Second one is people thinking by taking medications it's gonna change our personality. Oh, I'm going to become a different person. No, instead the medication will help you restore the balance temporarily until you do the work and trying to figure things out. And the third one is, we always feel like, at home, people who had mental illness were in the streets, disheveled, and talking to themselves. That's the picture of mental health that we know.
Yes.
And so, but not
We
knowing
call
that.
it colo.
Yeah.
So
No.
but that guy they colo, that guy don't they claim. Oh, if you they talk to her, they shift back small.
Yes.
Yeah, so.
But no, it's not about that. I think every single one of them have suffered from some form of mental illness throughout our lifetime until this time. So everyone, well, it's not rare. It can happen to anyone.
Okay. So what practical step can someone take to what are the things that people can take to like actions, things to do to support their mental health?
Good. I will tell you a very quick formula. Take your meds. MEDS starts with M. M is meditation. We have to meditate. If you don't know how to meditate, we're going to have somebody on this podcast to show us how to meditate.
Yeah, I think we need that.
It's important. Meditation. I like to throw in a little bit of journaling there because meditation allows you to shut off the distractions. In life, we have informations and sounds and coming from everywhere. So meditation teaches your brain to help focus on one thing, which is sometimes calmness. That's where you can, be transformed. Now, journaling, a lot of the times, 90% of what we think thought that we have are subconscious. So 10 is conscious. So in order for you to tap into that subconscious, you have to journal where you're actually thinking about your thoughts, not letting the programming that you've lived, heard, or seen over the past few years of your life dictate how you want to live your life today and tomorrow. So journaling is very important. Meditation, journaling, exercise. That's for E. We have to move our body. When you're exercising, you're releasing endorphins, you're releasing serotonin, your happy hormones, you're strengthening your body. So you got to move your body. You have to diet. You have to eat healthy.
That's where Africans have problems.
I know, not just, fufu and all that. So you got to eat healthy, healthy food. Sleep. We have to sleep good. Sleep is one of our greatest source of energy. So we have to make sure we have a healthy sleep hygiene. And also in our society, limit like electronic, social media, phones, and then that goes with sleep. An hour before bedtime, we got to stop the phones, the screens, the computers. So that will allow us to have a better sleep.
Wow. Dr. Linda just gave us some extremely valuable information. I've been practicing some and I need to do better in some. Like 1 hour before bed, no. I sleep on social media. I'm looking, my eyes close off and the phone falls off my hand, and that's how I go to bed. So I think I have to work on that. So she said something very important for practical behavior. She said meds. She said it stands for medication, and in medication she also added journaling stuffs for that. She said medication will help in shutting down all the noise, okay, so that you can focus more, because most times I think people just tend to focus so much on the noise. Okay, if you keep on focusing on the noise, your heart go dey beat. So you go social media, go dey look wetin other people dey do, forget say wetin you see for social media na just 30-45 seconds of their life. They did not show you everything. So if you allow that 1 minute to pressure you, good luck. You have to shut it down and meditate on what do you truly want for yourself and what direction can you go. Exercise very important. When they say exercise, they don't mean you should go to the gym and become a gym body. Anything is an exercise. If you can just lift some dumbbells, do it for 30 minutes, just make sure it becomes a routine for you. She also talked about diet and she talked about sleep. Don't worry, just go back, slow it down. She be doctor, as she dey give all the information. Everything just dey flow one time. Slow it down. I think YouTube allows you to do that. Slow down the information and you can get everything that you want to hear on this. So Dr. Linda,
I'm just gonna add one thing. Okay. Reach out. Connection is medicine. Okay. A lot of the times we wallowed, we stay quiet, we think we're on our own. That's, we have to reach out. Don't wait until you're in crisis to reach out.
Yeah. She also said it, reach out. Forget say they go laugh you. Now who they alive there, they laugh. Most times people get scared. Oh, I don't want to talk about my problem. They will laugh. I will talk about my problem so I can get all the help I need, because you know what? By tomorrow, I'm not living there anymore. Okay? Talk about your problem. Keep your life going. That's the most important thing. Forget about whether people will laugh at you. If you are dead tomorrow, you will not know what people are saying about you. So, you heard it from the doctor herself. She said, always reach out to people. Not let your problem kill you. Okay, so my next question now would be, how do cultural beliefs and stigma affect the way people approach mental health care? But before you answer the question, we are going to go on a quick break. I need to treat Dr. Linda. And by the way, Dr. Linda is our first female host in this studio. I beg, Mr. Producer, oh yeah, team, we'll put our hands together for... Let's put our hands together for Dr. Linda, the first female host. Yeah. Thank you. So, first female guest. Sorry, I made a mistake on that. First female guest. So, we're going to go on a quick break and we'll come back. And please, stay tuned and wait. We still have our wonderful, beautiful Dr. Linda Logan in the studio. The woman no book, in here there. Her head is filled with so much knowledge. Like, she really, really, really knows her stuff. So before we go into our other questions, are you subscribed? Have you subscribed? Are you following us? Are you liking? Are you commenting? Please, please not dey stingy with your subscription. Subscribe. They bring better information. I'm bringing this wonderful guest to share some good information with you guys. Subscribe. If everybody has watched, please make sure you're subscribing to our channel to take the channel to the next level. So, Dr. Linda, so my next question for you would be, are there unique mental health challenges faced by immigrants or African diaspora communities? As someone who has seen a lot of people, will you say we as Africans, will you say like there are some specific challenges that we are facing?
Yes, yes. Very, very good question. So, being coming from Africa here and then having to adjust to a new culture, so we need to balance those two cultures, right? And in as you adjust, there could be isolation because you don't know how to fit. Like my first language is French. So when I came in, I had to adjust to knowing how to understand and speak English. So as I adjusted, I was as you isolate yourself, language barrier, right? Isolation and language barrier. So you have to adjust, and also coming from a different cultures is racism. So you have to deal with that and trauma
Yeah.
from living your parents, living what you know to an unfamiliar ground. So having to navigate all of that definitely hinder us into having this mental illness. At the same time, while we've gone through all of that, we have resilience,
Yeah.
right? In my life now, I can go into a new area and I figure it out because I've had to do it before. My body knows how to do it, so I'm incredibly resilient. So as an immigrant, we get that strong family bond.
Yeah.
Family is important. So having those two things are protective factors to that.
Dr. Linda said a whole lot. It's true. But there was one part you did not mention. Financial pressure,
Oh, yeah.
both home and abroad.
Yes.
Back home where we're coming from, we don't pay rent every month. We pay rent once. I think for me, that was my first culture shock. For me, that was the biggest deal for me when I came. When on the 23rd reach, God, your heart has started. I remember when I just came to America. And my rent with my roommate then was like, I think $650 for the room I was renting. And it was like a day to pay my rent. I had only $575. And my roommate, that girl, God, she not get joy. She doesn't joke with her with her rent. So I looked up and I looked and I'm like, okay, what do I need to do? I couldn't sleep for like 2 days.
Wow.
Because normally I would go to the salon, go to other places to work. But unfortunately, that period, nobody called me.
Wow.
Nobody ordered food, nothing. So I said, there's something God wants to do for me. There must be a miracle. So yeah, I looked and I remembered one time that my friend told me how she used to make money at the casino. $575. So I said, you know what? If I take $125,
Yes.
I will have $450. I said I can use that $125 to make $300 and I'll pay my rent. So as I was coming out from my roommate asked me, where is your rent? I said, don't worry, when I come back this night, I'll give you the money. So I took that $125. I will not forget MGM. That place is out of bounds for me. And I went straight to the casino. And I played all the money. And I lost. You know what I did? I went to pick my teeth. I ran away from the house for 3 days. I ran away from the house because I didn't even know what to tell my roommate. But luckily, one of my friends was able to burn me. So that's the kind of pressure. Do you understand? That's the kind of trauma that one has to deal with, like in this country. Like that's one. It's a whole lot. Having to make sure that your bills. We don't pay all these bills back home. You know that. Nobody asks for phone bill. If you don't have money to call, It's your business. Your phone can be there 2 years, 3 years till you have money to recharge it. Light bill, there's generator. If you cannot pay your light bill, you can buy a generator. So many things. So that culture shock, it's like it's really a big thing for us. So my next question now would be, what can families actually do to support their loved ones who are struggling, especially when mental health is a big issue? Back home, a regular African parent thinks when you talk about mental health, thinks you are mad. You understand? Because that's what I used to think. When they say, someone is not mentally okay, I go hold my pikin for my heart like this, say, my daughter, I beg, come first. It's not that they say this person is not mentally okay. Maybe the person has some brain issues. So what do you think families can do to help a loved one that is dealing with mental issue?
Interesting question. You just said about, having this taboo thought about mental health issues. A lot of people just say, well, just pray about it.
Yep.
Just pray about it. Be strong. It's gonna be okay. You got this. Well, I want you to listen without judgment.
Yeah.
Right? Sit down and listen. Avoid minimizing somebody's experiences by your own experience. So listen and encourage. Let them know, hey, there's help. While still being there and supporting, and ask them, can I take you to an appointment? Can I check on them, text them, call them? Are you all right? Just be there. Bring them food. Just physically be there without judgment and be active into helping them get their help that they need.
Okay, you heard what she said. If you have a family member, a good friend that is dealing with mental health issue, don't sweep it under the rug. Don't sweep it under the carpet. Stop telling people to pray alone. I know prayer is the key, but there's still some physical work that needs to be done. Okay? A cake might be very nice, but what will bring out the attraction to the cake is the icing on the cake. Okay? So that you've prayed, you've done a good part of the work. But that person also needs the icing on the cake. What is the icing on the cake? Checking up on them. Okay? What is the icing on the cake? Making sure they are okay. Taking them out. Even when they say, I don't feel like going out, still go there, drag them out. Make sure they understand that life is beautiful. Like I tell people all the time, I've been through a very dark time in my life. And one thing that helped me when I was going through that was my younger brothers. For every time they called me and we gisted, there's this excitement that it brought to my heart. Do you understand? So stuff like that are very important. When you know people are dealing with a lot, cultivate the habit of checking up on them always. Schedule an appointment for them so they go see a mental health therapist. Even when they tell you they don't want to do it, still drag them there because they actually need it. So my next question would be, how can people identify when they should seek professional help versus self-care? Because you talk about the meds. That is a practical way that we can help ourselves. Meditation and journaling stuffs, exercise, diet, and sleep. You talked about that. So at what point do people know when this is not a time for meds? This is a time for a medical practitioner. And at what point people know that, okay, I need just meds? At what point do they know that?
Well, it's you have to know if your symptoms are persisting over weeks. So I remember even when I came in this country, I was depressed. I didn't even know, but I was just like, I was tired. It persists like 2, 3, 4 weeks. You're still in that funk for 4 weeks, right? It's disrupting your daily functioning. You can't seem to go to work. You have to call out of work.
Yeah.
Right? You can't seem to get your projects done, right? So it's causing some significant distress in your daily life. And it's time to seek help. To actually sit down with a professional who will direct you to the right care. She will say, well, you just need medication. I believe you need 2 things. Okay. You need medications and then pharmacological, which is medications, and non-pharmacological. And both you can get to your wellness quickly. So you can quantum leap in where you want to go, but you have to do both. You can't just do medication and expect the medications to save you. You have to do therapy, because the therapist is all about teaching you how do you get back to those thoughts that's causing it. So once you're depressed and anxious, it starts with your thought, your mind, and what you're thinking make you feel a certain way, and how you feel a certain way after a certain amount of time, you start not doing the things that you're supposed to be doing, or overdoing the things that you're not supposed to be doing. So then you have to go back. We have to reverse engineer. You see, when you're programmed, it took a couple of months or years for you to get in that state.
Yeah.
So when you get now into a depressive state and anxiety state, you don't know. You don't know where it's coming from. So you need a therapist who can sit down with you and reverse engineer. Now you're going to reprogram yourself to where you want to be and where you want to go. But medication helps you along that gap, because you still have to go to work. You still have to pay your bills. You still have to take care of your children.
Of
You
course.
still have to show up for work. So then the medication just gives you the gap to do the work.
Okay. Yeah. So I have another question, because I think I and my friends were talking about this some weeks ago. So it's it possible for being in the wrong relationship, or being in the wrong marriage, or being in the midst of wrong family members or wrong friends, can that also result in mental health sickness?
Yes, yes. This is a very important, interesting question, because a lot of the time we become some people in the presence of other people. We start doing things, we start thinking a certain way. You're like, why am I? Or maybe we start, if it's positive, you're in love. So you have this positive energy, this excitement, like you talk to your brothers. You see, you're super excited, right? When I do coach, I love coaching. You see me when I'm coaching, I'm telling you, I'm super excited. I just want to talk. I'm passionate. So you have to also know certain relationships sometimes it's the person, it's a mirror. So if somebody makes you feel anxious, if a certain relationship, when you're in there, you feel a certain way, it's a sign that you need to sit down and see what is it, what he does or says and makes me feel this way. Then it's time for you to stop and work on it, because it's a mirror. And then now you know how I'm behaving. It's now that you understand, now you know what to do. Because if you don't understand, so why are you being like this with this person? Now you do the work, and it's easy to say, I don't want this, because you know what you want.
Yes.
You know what you're worth. Now you can let that go, because I don't want to deal with this. But once you don't have that awareness, then you stay there. Yes, relationships can trigger those things in you that allow you to still be in it, or if you do the work, now you know, and then you can pull away and know what to do about it. So it just brings out certain part of you that need work.
Okay. So you heard that? Yeah. Staying in the wrong relationship, having the wrong friends, being in the wrong family members. Yes, family members can also be wrong. I know we don't like to talk about it. Staying in places that don't improve your overall wellness can also take a toll on your mental health. So you've talked about coaching and mentorship. You say you have all this, like you do it. So and you also have a clinic too.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I hope I follow you to your clinic. Do you need someone that will be talking to your patients as they come in?
Yeah,
I
very.
don't charge too much, just a
Right.
little money. Okay, so tell us about your clinic, your mentorship program, and what people stand to benefit. I know we have talked about this before with your sister on how passionate you are, as you want to help a whole lot of people who are in this field get to the next level, like set up their own clinic. So just tell us everything we need to know about that and what people stand to gain. If possible, drop your contact information, so we'll put
course.
it on the screen, so that if anybody is looking at going into this, they can always reach out to you. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you for giving me the platform to share what I do and how I can help society. Well, I have two practice. One is Lean Health. It's a 100% telepsych mental health practice. I'm only practicing New Jersey. And I have a Libra Health and Wellness that I recently opened 2 months ago, where I started a treatment called PRTMS. So, like we've spoken about medication therapy, and some of the time those two things do not work. Sometimes you reach a ceiling, or sometimes you're just afraid
Yeah.
because some of those medications have side effects. And
Oh,
then,
really?
yeah, they do have side effects, just like low libido. Sometimes it's the nausea, dizziness. They give those some of those side effects, and no matter how good they are, they can help, but they do cause those side effects.
Side effects.
So sometimes you may not want to. So I have a PRTMS, which is a technology that allow me.
Could you tell us what that stands for?
So PRTMS is personalized transcranial magnetic stimulation. What it does, I have this machine, one machine just to check the EEG, just to give me a brain rhythm. Just like when you go to the cardiologist, you have like a 12 lead EKG, and then you have the heart rhythm.
Yeah.
I have a brain rhythm.
Wow.
So I can do your EEG. I can know if you're depressed, if you're anxious, if you can sleep, if you're intelligent.
If I'm intelligent,
Yeah.
I don't follow you. They go. I want to
can
know whether
tell.
intelligent.
So I do an EEG, and then I have a protocol that allows me to treat you with just some magnetic pulses on your scalp over a period of like maybe 4 to 6 weeks, and then it reduces all your symptoms.
Wow.
So that's from
Wow,
Libra.
wow.
Libra Health and Wellness, and that's what I do as part of my practices. And I'm very passionate with coaching, so I'm all about sharing.
Yes.
I'm all about empowering.
Yes, I know
And
that.
because I not only want to help that patient with his mental health issue, but I want to change your community. So if I want to change your legacy, I need to show you how can you thrive as a private practice owner. So now you can change your family name forever.
Yeah.
So that's why I like coaching. I like to help nurse practitioner build and thrive in their private practices, where they can thrive now and they can change their family name. So, and I have two mottos. One is no patient left behind
Okay.
for my practice, and no psych mental health nurse practitioner left behind for my psych nurse practitioners.
Wow, that is so great. And who are these opportunities open for? Just nurse practitioners only?
So my the coaching is for psych mental health nurse practitioners. I'm a family nurse practitioner. As a family nurse practitioner, I only work in the emergency room. So and I'm able to do this because of psychiatry. So psychiatry nurse practitioner, all nurse practitioners can come, of course, and learn
Okay.
and see how they can use the information and move it into their own specialty. But it's mainly for nurse practitioners in general, but most targeted to psychiatric nurse practitioners.
Okay, that sounds great. So, do they have to be residing only in New Jersey for that?
No, all over the world.
All over the world. Onayeram, she said all over the world. That's what I was waiting for. If you are interested in this, you want to open your own clinic to do what she's doing. This is an amazing job. This is touching humans' life. Like, we have to give it to her. If you are interested in this, she's going to drop her contact information, her email address, phone number. We're going to be sharing it on the screen as soon as this episode goes out. So you can always call her, reach out to her. And trust me, Dr. Linda is someone that loves to share information. And that was how I brought her on my studio, because every time I talk to her elder sister, she always tells me something that she's working on. Oh, Linda is working on this. By the way, your sister doesn't call you Dr. Linda. So that's why I called you Linda. You should go and blame her. She always says, Linda is working on this, Linda is working on that. And that was how I said, I don't mind. Would you be able to bring Linda here so that she shares all this wonderful information? So if this is something that you want to do, you have interest in, please reach out to her as soon as we share information. So my last question for today, before I ask the last question, touch that subscribe button now. You are not handicapped. Touch it. Oh yeah, touch am. Oh yeah, touch am. Touch am. You don't touch it. Subscribe, 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 because we're going to be bringing so many other wonderful guests. Like, comment, just share your thoughts. If there's something you know I'm not doing right, there's something you know you want me to work on, I am open to taking advices. Just make sure that your criticism is a constructive one, and not be the one when it be say go make me go mental health clinic because say you don't affect my mental health. Not bad one, the one that take someone smooth down. I'm not talking about that one. Just make sure that you are being honest with your anything that you don't like, and trust me, I am definitely going to work on that. So my last question for you, Dr. Linda, before you, Dr. Linda Logan. Yeah, she's, by the way, she's married, so she's married, Dr. Linda Logan. So take your eyes out, these African men. Okay, so before she leaves the stage, let's ask her our last question. What message of hope or encouragement do you want listeners to take away from this episode? That's the final question for today.
Yes. If you're listening today, if you're struggling from any mental health issues, I want you to know that your mental health struggle does not define you.
Yeah.
You are not alone. Healing is possible. Healing is at reach. So seek help. Seeking help is one of the bravest things that you can do for you or for your family. No matter where you come from, no matter where your story matters. Please reach out. Your well-being matters. Like Nelson Mandela says, there's a quote that he says, "Courage is not the absence of fear. It's inspiring others to move beyond it." And when you take that first step toward help, you're already on the path to freedom and peace. So please, please reach out.
You heard it right from the doctor herself. She said, please reach out. And she gave one wonderful quote. As I come out for this chair now, I dey go right and down. She said, Nelson Mandela talk, say you get heart, not mean say you know dey fear o. Fear dey one corner, but you don't tell yourself, say, you know what, all die na die, we go face am today. Please, if you're struggling with your mental health, please reach out. Don't wait till when it's too late. You have loved ones, you have children. If you don't have children, you never marry, like somebody where this production team where they shine eye, they look me. If you never marry, you never born, like Mr. for there. Still reach out. You have loved ones, you have your parents, you have your siblings, you have them. You don't want to break their hearts. Reach out, talk to people. There's one problem that we Africans have. Most times we like to bottle up things in our hearts because we are scared. Oh, if I tell this person, they will start laughing at me. Would you accept to be alive and be doing okay? Like I tell people, I've had a very, very dark past. But one of the ways I got my healings most was that I talk about my problem all the time. I go to places where I'm talking about my problem and my friends are pinching me. Oh no, they go see you finish. I better see me finish my day alive. Make her better. Do you understand? Stop getting scared that people will laugh at you. Let them laugh at you. The most important thing is for you to be a good mother or a good husband, a good role model to your children. Because if you're living a sad life, guess what's going to happen? Your children are going to inherit that sadness. If you are living a miserable life, there's a large tendency. You are a role model to your kids. You decide how your kids will live their life in their husband's house, in their wife's house, how they will be to their own children. Sometimes I can get strict because I picked up that strictness from my father. So guess what? When I'm doing too much, my friends tell me, babe, calm down. You don't do too much. You go military school before. Do you understand? So it always comes back as a reflection when you have your own children or when you have your own family. So we're going to be sharing Dr. Linda's phone number, email address. Please, I know say some of una get bad character. It should be only business. If you send her message to tell her she's beautiful or anything, I go post your number. I go post your email address. make your partner, make your family, make your pastor see and say you no get better character. But till then, I will see you on our next episode. Make sure you're following us. Make sure we are on all social media pages: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, every TikTok, anyone you can think of. So from me, is peace out, Dr. Linda. What do you have to say to them real quick before they leave?
Before mental health, it's not a luxury, it's a right.
Did you hear that? He said mental health not be luxury, now, right? But till then, see you on our next episode with another wonderful guest. Peace out from us. Bye.
Hi.
The fun and intelligence room. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Step inside, there's a world to find, a space where hearts and minds align. Empowerment's the name of the game. We're here to grow, to learn, to claim. Through laughter, tears, and brighter views, exploring paths that feel brand new. Creativity lights up the way. In the fun and intelligent room we stay. Welcome to the fun and intelligent room.